Welcome, race fans, to another installment of some dirt racing with the putting on quite a finish coming back to DIRTcar Modified. As always, I'm Dr. Lawson alongside me. All of the shop for tonight's event, just like what we did for the first week, is my big stand tonight, the Super DIRTcar Modified. Well, some last not Bristol, just like with the big stock. What are we looking for?
Well, this car was not ran last night, so super curious to know. I've not run these cars on this track. No idea how they're handling. It looks like it's pretty clean for the most part in this practice session. Cars super much and whatnot, but the track isn't fully kicked over either to the slick side. A lot more high side practice between this car rather than the street stocks. If they can top the battle between second and fifth place earlier tonight, like that's a victory all in itself. That was an awesome racing half hour ago between second through fifth. Looking for more of the same, and this car's a little bit faster, might get a little more spaced out. Top five continues the long green flag run too. We only had one caution on lap number 2 out of 35 laps. Pretty impressive there.
That it definitely helped out that second through fifth, like you stated, were having such a close side-by-side battle. I mean, there for a number of laps, it was 2 by 2 for second through fifth, and then we were swapping positions, just pulling the slide jobs and everything else. So if we can see something along those lines out of these cars here, especially at the increased speeds, these things are definitely pulling higher speeds than what the dirt street stocks do. They can get a little more squirrely than what the dirt street stocks do as well. You're not going to see as much bumping and banging as what you did with the dirt street stocks, which I know is kind of a bummer, because that's what makes it fun. That's where stock car racing came from, was the street stocks like that. Midwest, they were known as the bombers, or strictly stock. So I mean, they're known by a number of different things, but these cars here, you can't make contact like that and expect to keep it going. If you do, you got one hell of a driver behind the wheel wheeling that machine.
Yeah, the front wheels are 100% exposed to whatever, and even the right rear tire sticks out quite a bit, almost the full length of the tire. So contact on the tire is never a good thing. Knock out your toe real easy, suspension damage, whatnot. So definitely got to keep it a little cleaner for sure. But that's fine. And when you got a faster car, you don't want to be beating and banging as hard because more speed will upset the car a little easier. So we don't want a high caution count. Want to keep them down low. And looks like practice is finally kicked over. We're into qualifying.
Absolutely, gonna sit here and get some qualifying laps going here. So yeah, like you had stated, it's definitely a lot more open up on these cars here with no front fenders, hence the term open wheel modified. You see that quite a bit with that. It doesn't take much to damage these cars, but I will say I've piloted these cars around some of the tracks. I have not done Bristol, but these cars are fun. These cars can be real fun. Hopefully we can just like in this series here, just like what we did in the last right after the 92. Corey Austin, who was actually one of the fastest in practice,
He had a pretty decent car in practice too. I expect him to continue that here in this qualifying session. New driver, just getting some laps turned. He's feeling pretty ill today. He messed up on the race earlier tonight, and he's trying to do something something good in this race tonight to kind of make up for that on the big block side of things here. Looks like qualifying so far. Adkins again, a whole 1/10 of a second. Looking to try to repeat, do a double sweep here with everything. Sean Krosick looks like P2 at the moment, and Donnie again top 3 with Corey and Jonathan Wiley, the 3 guys who participated in that awesome battle the whole entire race a half hour ago. It looks like they're going to be in position to potentially repeat that kind of battle again in this one, which will be awesome to watch once again.
Absolutely. And like you said, a lot of the names that we had seen from the dirt street stocks from just a half an hour, 45 minutes ago. Jonathan Atkins was the driver that took the win in that series here. But again, we do see a lot of repeat names here that are up in that top 5. As Red now takes into that number 5th spot. But again, should be some good racing. Now, we want to remind everybody that this racing and the way that the main is settled out and the grid order is set is done by heat races. So this qualifying is not going to be the starting positions in the main. These are just merely going to be setting up the heat races where these drivers are going to have to race for position. I found out yesterday when I was running the late models, or everybody else behind me did, it could not work in your favor. That kind of thing happens. It's part of dirt racing, but it should be fun, should be an excellent show to watch, so looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, the track can be very unpredictable. I mean, you got a set of cars that run the same line, and all of a sudden run the same line 3 laps later, and you have a huge chunk of dirt. It kind of upsets your car, and you didn't expect it. Asphalt, you don't see that kind of thing ever, but yeah, I'm expecting the high line to push up a lot sooner this time around, and so I'll definitely keep my eye on that as well.
Yes, and I do agree on that one. I would expect that high line to start coming in a little sooner with these. These cars are pulling higher speeds. There's a lot more wheel spin on it, obviously, because of the higher speeds going down. So they tend to really start building that cushion up real quick, and they tend to really start slicking the track down the more the drivers run it. So I agree with you, Jeremy. I would probably expect to see that low line probably really start getting slick real early, and see that mid to high line start coming in a lot earlier than what it did in the dirt street stock race.
Taking a look at the standings now, it looks like everyone has qualified, put down time, but who's going to run anyways? As I just said that, Jordan came out of nowhere, puts himself in the top 5, so I apologize about that. Cody Heathcock has not taken a time. He's not on the track, but Jordan's making a push right now, entering lap number 3. Still holds 5th place at the moment. He stuffs it in the wall. He's going to have to do some repairs before the race starts here. Hard impact into turn 2.
And these drivers are definitely throwing it into the corners, and they are not leaving anything left a chance out there. They're trying to push as much as what they can out of these cars, try to get that quick timer as close to it. But they're going to have to do some work to try to tame Jonathan Atkins here at Bristol. He definitely seems to have a real feel of this track, and the way that things are gearing up right now, he definitely could be again a top key player in this race here. But you can't count out Sean Krosick in 2nd place. I mean, he's less than a 1/10 of a second off of Atkins' time, so I mean he's real close. So it should be some damn good racing.
Yeah, 2nd through like 5th or 6th is super tight there. Really curious to see how this start of the race is going to pan out here after the heat races and whatnot. I know they're getting that settled in, so for the grid, but yeah, I'm expecting a lot of side-by-side racing for sure. Middle line could play a potential big role. Like I said, I haven't seen any long runs yet from that practice session, so keep a lookout on that as well. Yeah,
absolutely. So as we are winding down and qualifying right now, Our results as it sits right now, Jonathan Atkins holds that top spot with quick time for tonight. Second right now is going to be Sean Krosick. Again, real close. Like you said, Jeremy, these the top 5 are really, really close in time. Donnie Batiste in that 67 is sitting in that 3rd position. Corey Austin, who was up there in practice, is holding 4th. Like you had said, Jordan Gage coming out of nowhere as we were just getting ready to start talking about the qualifying results right now. And again, these are all unofficial. We still have people that could go out there and try to pull some time. But for the most part, these are pretty well set. Chance Red in the 6th position. Jonathan Wiley has that 7th. Justin Pentikoff in that 8th. Kenny Haight, 9th. We got Ron Wiley, 10th. Got Trevor Williams, 11th right now. Kevin Robinson, 12th. We got Matthew Montando in that 717 and 13th. And Cody Heathcock in that 194 is 14th.
Things did go official. Only one heat race again tonight for the big blocks. So this is just basically a practice race.
Go ahead and take us through our starting
grid. Absolutely. So first row here, Jonathan Atkins once again. Then we got Sean Krosick, P2. Row number 2, Donnie Batiste and Corey Austin. Row number 3 is going to be Jordan Gage and Sean Sred. Row 4 is going to be Jonathan Wiley and Justin Pentikoff. And row number 5 to round out your top 10 will be Kenny Haight and Ron Wiley. Row number 6 we'll see Trevor Williams and Kevin Robinson going at it. And the last row, Matthew Montando and Cody Heathcock. That rounds out your field for this evening for the first heat race here. So we've got 1 to green here. See the pace truck pull down next time by. Same thing as last race. Delaware restarts. Essentially the first race, or the first restart, will be followed by the green flag, side by side on the front row. Anything after that in the main race, the leader will be by himself. Second place will control where his car is in position, inside or outside, on that second row, double file all the way back.
Absolutely. It's a nice feeling and a nice little touch that Over the Limit does here with the Delaware starts like that. It really puts some play into it, especially when you do a restart like that. Second place gets to choose what lane they want to. So it definitely helps out. Pace truck pulls off as we get ready to go green here in the heat race. Green flag flies. We are on the way for 8 laps of action.
Jonathan Atkins, great start there. 67 though. Donnie looking to be pushing issue 3 wide on the exit of turn 2 here. Entering turn 3, Donnie putting some pressure on Jonathan here. Side by side. First 3 rows, single file out. Next turn 4. Ooh, Donnie real close action there. Oh, he's into the wall hard.
Hard, man. That looks painful. Definitely a bad look. He comes from 6-12 and the 78. And Donnie Batista's for a hell of a ride. Still flipping up and going down. Hopefully the drivers are going to sit here and come to a stop and realize what's going on. That was one hell of a ride that he just happened. And it's just that little bit, Jeremy, just tagging that vehicle with that left front tire.
Sean Krosick also gets this off of turn 2. He's struggling to get back on the field here. As he finally does so, he almost a full lap down at that point. Quite unexpected there on that start. Single file the rest of the way though after those couple incidents. Jonathan Atkins still holds P1. Let's see what Corey's got. Corey looked like he was pretty fast in the first couple laps. We got about 3.5 laps to go here.
It looks like Corey is having to try to chase down Atkins here. With, again, just a few laps left in this heat race. It doesn't look like Corey is gaining on him though. It looks like that's the action. On board this story here. Get some telemetry here to see if he can't try to chase it down here with just a couple laps left in this race.
It's about 4th, 5th, and 6th hashing it out here. Real close. Space a little bit in turn 3. Side by side here. And entering the final lap. Jonathan Wiley holding the inside of the 46 here. Kenny Haight. Close battle there. As we got some issues up front here. Trapped is Jonathan in the 92. Corey Austin, he snuck it in.
I think
The last second pass.
second.
The slow cars playing a role in this one.
That's exactly what we were talking about, Jeremy, that you don't know what's going to happen. Just because somebody's got that rocket out there and that they're putting down some quick times, anything could happen here. Granted, Corey was chasing him down as we were on board watching some telemetry. Corey was chasing him down, but was not going to have enough laps to try to chase him and to try to catch him. But those lap cars, they played a pivotal role in that one there as we're getting ready to grid up for our A main.
Less than a tenth of a second separated Jonathan and Corey. That was completely unexpected. Two cars going, for that last spot there, just got in the way. Jonathan, I'm sure he'll rebound from that, no problem. He's got a really good car. Don't expect him to see any troubles with him. Yep, grid up for the A main. Everything was skipped. No consolation, no second or third heat. Inside still got some grip in it, so that inside line might be the trick in the back half of this race. We'll have to find that out. It is getting slick there on the entrances, though, on the upper side of the track, so we'll have to see how strategy plays out here. Corey Austin doing half parade lap of his own of some sorts.
I see this. Well, you know what? After that race there, that was a hell of a finish there. So that's pretty good. Again, like you had said before, there will be two pace laps going around with the pace truck. The initial start of this race will go on green. We'll have to go on green. After that, if there is any cautions, again, if there is any cautions, which I would expect to at least have one, everything else is on the leader at that point in time. And as Jeremy had mentioned before, it's going to be all Delaware starts at that point in time. So that leader will be out front all by their lonesome to take that top spot and lead them to the green.
I love that thing too, because there's not many leagues out there do that, at least to my knowledge. I haven't seen this. Kind of a cool setup. Kind of fun. Some restarts get boring, the same stuff every time in every series. It's out of a customization like that. It's kind of a cool touch to the league here. Absolutely. Everyone seems to accept it. They know it well. It seems to work out for them quite nicely too.
Absolutely. It's a real good setup as that pace truck goes off the track down pit road. We are getting ready to go green here. As Corey Austin looks for the green flag, we have the green flag flying. As they dive off of the turn one, still 2
For 4 rows deep too, Corey Austin with a good start there. Johnson looking pretty low there. I haven't seen that so much in the heat race. Almost worked out for him there for the excellent run on the high side. 46 there, Kenny Haight. Much better performance so far to start this streak sucks. Looks like he's going to pressure down here in turn 3. Again, really low next to the flat area. Going to slide it on up. Almost clear. So close. Looks like it's going to be a good battle here for second.
Absolutely. As we're watching right now, we are watching Jonathan Atkins. You see the 46. Like you said, man, it's a lot better of a showing for Kenny. I think this is what we were expecting to have consistent out there. But I do know that he's got a good team behind him. He's definitely out there, flinging that mud, trying to see what he can do. He's sitting strong right now in that third spot there. As really plays with like Jonathan Atkins, Corey Austin. Again, it looks different to see Atkins.
Midfield here. It's like 4th on back there, middle of the high line. The one car. Jordan Gage right up against that wall. Same thing as Johnny at 67. They're pulling a really good speed off the exit of the corners here. Comes up there on 16. Kind of got in his lane a little bit and slowed up a little bit, but yeah, I got a few more cars in the back there. Triple Ford also run up against the wall. Way earlier than what I expected. Oh, here we go. caution
Jordan
is out,
Gage,
number
caution
1.
out. Absolutely. And we were, ironically enough, on board with Jordan Gage. We were just talking about him really pushing that eye line like that. He was really getting it up there. So we jumped on board to get some telemetry and watch him try to chase down Jonathan Wiley. And man, that wall just jumped out and bit him. Caught him right there.
Didn't kick the car around enough entering the corner. Overdrove it. And as we mentioned with the tires exposed, did a tire slap on the wall and that tire gripped, hugged that wall, spun him out much worse than that. The car seems to be pretty okay after that wall slap though, Jordan Gage in number 1. As he's catching back up to the field. Seems to be okay for the time being. We won't really know until the green flag comes back around. I do believe they have a fast repair they can use. So if he elects to use that, which I don't see why he wouldn't, but get him back going full speed.
Absolutely. Yeah, these guys do have the option to opt in for a couple fast repairs. Again, because they want in this league, right over the limit, they want to keep the racing good. Good and close is what this racing has been, especially with the dirt street stocks leading up to this. I can't say that that's a bad call at all. So as we're still pacing around here, you can see if you look up at the lap counter there, Jeremy, these caution laps do not count towards the overall. So these are extra laps these drivers have to pull. This race will finish under green, and that's the whole concept of dirt racing here. So again, as you can see, the 92 of Corey Austin lining up in that Delaware start. This restart will be on him. The rest of the field cannot go until he hits that loud pedal.
And just look with any dirt race, it's quite common. I don't think any dirt series runs caution laps and has them actually count. Something that the asphalt side of things can't really speak about, but it is cool because you're guaranteed a green flag finish no matter how many attempts. There's no overtime. There's it's just 35 laps. Boom, that's set in stone. It's just a preferred thing for a lot of the drivers out here, anyways, because no one likes to see a race under yellow or finish on yellow. It's just not fun. Let's see here, got a little bit of action going back here. The 194, the 194 there. Cody Heathcock having some problems. Not sure what's going on there. Looks like he just kicked the car sideways. Three wide exiting turn 2 there.
Instantly, you can see the Corey Austin. Look at Jonathan Baxter just getting down there. He took a nice shot looking back from Corey Austin. He gets way high.
A single plowed out a little bit there. Picks up Donnie's making a push there on the 116. He does move. And on turn 4. Pushed the issue a little bit, made it happen. Clean overall. Johnson still running really low, getting really good entries. As that inside slick comes up more and more. The 92, Corey Austin definitely has the preferred lane. Looks like he's getting an extra 5 to 10 mile an hour on the exit speed. No, he tags the wall there a little bit. It doesn't seem to affect him. Single file way back to the rest of the field.
Nothing seemed like we'll see a little bit on the issue there on that low line, but it's just not enough to compensate that
Battle for 17th and 9th. They're 3 wide here, pushing the issue real close. Bit of fun action there in the rear side. Oh, they door touched at 21 to 1 here. Still side by side, 3 wide actually. 3 back there. Everybody else still single file.
Good racing action back there. But they're starting to spread out a little bit now. It seems like the 21 kicked it a little bit more sideways than expected. And that kind of separated everybody up. But so far, it's a lot better. Two distinct lines coming in now. You've got cars running on bottom, you've got cars running on top. They seem to be staying away from that midline so much. As I say that, the 21's taking the midline. But for the most part, they seem to be running either that bottom or go to that push and land with that ball and start going up quicker.
Corey and Jonathan. No damage, no contact for him. He got lucky out of that little mess there, but a couple fast repairs, get him in there, get him repaired up, and back to good as new. Should not be a problem, get back up to speed. Though they do have to work through some traffic now. Jonathan knows nothing about that tonight. Just like we said on the last run, running a clinic on everybody. Gets to show off his muscle running his way through the field, see how that's going to work out for him.
Absolutely, as we see the 92 of Corey Austin and the 17 of Jonathan Atkins come into the pits. And as you see, if you come in, take no fuel, no tires like Corey Austin did, that fast repair's in, fast repair done. His car was set. Jonathan Atkins elected to take right side tires on that and probably threw a little bit of fuel in there as he was in the pits there. So, interesting strategy. I wonder if that's going to play any effect to the outcome of the deal.
We will find out for sure. I'm not too sure why that call was made. Usually dirt, at least on a short run, is no problem with tires. So curious to know why they decided maybe they had to work on the suspension or something. I'm not too sure, but if it works out for him, great.
Be able to chase down the 92 with Corey Austin. So we'll see what's going on. But now they got other problems behind them. They got that 67 the piece. Now, up in the thick of things, and look who's right behind him, Jeremy. That's 116 of Jonathan Wiley. So we've got all kinds of drivers here that try to run.
Back to green flag here. I actually reversed my comment. Jonathan resumed second place even after the pit stop. They gave him that spot back, so didn't have to force the field like I was thinking. But car's repaired up. It's looking pretty good at the moment. Still hugging the bottom regardless. Donnie, highest it's been all night here, skims that wall in the exit turn 1. 3 wide there around 6th place. Corey though, showing some muscle tonight for sure. Coming to 15 laps to go. Donnie going for P2 here. Jonathan actually looking a little slow, had a really slow entrance there in turn 1. As Donnie takes P2 slowly, it's all his. And Kevin Robinson, creeping up here on Jonathan now for position number 3. Jonathan's car now might be fully repaired. Not showing his speed like he was earlier on.
Taking over that second spot. Now he's starting to show a little bit of muscle on what we thought he was behind that wheel. Difficult thing on this is they are both running identical lanes, which is going to make it difficult if they can't chase down Austin. It's going to make passing even tougher situation as the lap coming down.
And he's showing some speed here. He got pushed back to 717, pretty slower than the bottom. So outside of racing surface, no problem there. 92 Corey Austin still about 5 car lengths ahead of Donnie. Jonathan about another 7 car lengths back. Still running the bottom, very committed. He has not moved up at all. That wall. He's finally realizing that's what the speed's currently at. Kevin Robinson in P4, he's still committed to that bottom at the moment, as well as the 116 from Jonathan Wiley.
Absolutely, but both of those, they're making it work. I mean, they're sitting respectively and comfortably right now in 4th and 5th. So I mean, it is working as they play laps right now. It does seem like Atkins trying to find speed somewhere on that track. He was running the high side, he was running the low side, the mid side, everywhere he could to try to find any type of speed. We are 5 laps to go in this race, so it's super downtime. If you're going to make a run forward, just check with the records at this time, baby.
Trevor Williams there in the 78 holding up the 92 with Corey Austin here for the lead. He finally gave it up there. He ran right to this line. So there's a caution off the track here. Let's see what part that entails.
So this is going to completely shake up this race. So what we are gearing up for, you guys, is we're going to have one hell of a race here. Everybody's going to be bunched up nose to tail, fender to fender, wheel to wheel. With 4 laps to go when they get that green flag, these guys are going to be hitting that loud pedal and they are not going to lift up off it. We're about to see some damn good race match going on here. I would expect much like what we did for the good street style series.
Number 1, Jordan Gage brought that caution. Single incident, just hit the wall. They actually did a wall ride, did a couple bear rolls, and he got stuck in the fence. He did have to back out of the car for this evening. So he will finish about 5 laps down as that sits. He's currently sitting in the garage. He might be getting towed. We'll see if he can get back on the track before this race does finish up. But out of contention for the night anyways.
That is unfortunate because he did have a fast hot rod, as Jordan Gage did hold that 5th qualifying spot, so he definitely had the speed. Luck just was not on his side tonight. As we're looking, it has been a fairly clean race, though. As the on-screen display, this is the 3rd caution of the race with only 4 laps left in the event. So very clean racing, very fast racing, which is it's always good because this is what the race fans like. They like watching these drivers bear down and grit it.
Now's the time where if we're gonna make a move for to win, you got to do it on this restart. Slide jobs are going to be. I'm expecting at least see at least one happen within the first lap or 2 of this restart. We will be restarting with 3 laps to go.
One, you are a very, very generous man, there, Jeremy. I would be surprised if we didn't see more than one easily. Just because you have a lot of fast cars here. It is a Delaware start, which, yes, it's nice because Corey Austin only has to worry about himself on that front row. But on the flip side, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. He is going to have a hard time because he's got 2 fast cars with Donnie Batiste and Jonathan Atkins right behind him that he can't stretch his car out that wide. So he has got to be on point for this restart in order to ensure that he keeps that top spot all the way to the check.
And he controls the start, so if he drives something a little different on this restart to get that extra car length or 2, really kind of secures position to protect that slide job. Because I think Jonathan might be assuming the inside line here if it